Live from Austin, Texas, this is Speak to Graffo. I'm Joe Bob Grimes, head of security. And without further ado, the man in front of the camera, Mr. Graffo.
Well, thank you, Joe Bob Grimes. Thank you very much. I am Graffo, and I am joined today with Trixie in the booth, as always.
Hello.
And Trixie, who else do we have here today?
Well, we got Johnny Neptune, our scientific advisor.
And there's also Daedalus in the audience, our special guest today.
All right.
Awesome. Welcome to Daedalus.
Full house.
And let me just say that I am in the depths of hell, and the music in hell is very loud right now. Oh, much better. Much better. Much better, except I can't hear you. You must be in one of the labyrinths down the...
yeah, I'm not, yeah.
There you go.
What'd you do to end up there, boss?
What singular event put me here? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
You're
know.
down in hell and you don't even know why. That's too bad.
Well, it's, I think that's par for the course. Usury? I don't think so, Daedalus. Daedalus said I'm guilty of usury.
Well, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
Beg your pardon? That was a bucket of cold water on everything. But no, it's great to have Daedalus here. He calls in often, and he wanted to come down and see what was going on, and we are happy to have him. And if you want to call us and give us a hard time, the number's there on the screen. Right there. 472-2255. This will be great, Daedalus. We're going to ask you a whole bunch of questions after the show. I thought it would be.
Yeah, I feel like last week I may have told too many stories out of school.
That's okay. We're always telling stories out of school here, man.
It makes for TV, I guess.
It does. You can adjust that as needed, by the way.
I can adjust myself too.
There you go.
Trixie here. Does it sound okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Daedalus is just
probably
a
don't talk loud
soft-spoken
enough.
guy.
There we go. That's good.
You can do whatever you want. Or you can take it off.
Hey, Joe Bob, what's today's date? 21st?
21, I think.
Yeah, okay. August, right?
Something like that.
That's the 8th month?
It's, yeah.
Okay.
It's right up there.
Okay, very good.
Named after Augustus Caesar.
That's right.
But where did the name come from before he was called that?
The name of August?
But is there a correlation there with the number 8?
Because the Roman calendar started, and I don't remember.
But I couldn't figure out whether August is 8 because August was named, the 8th month was named after him, or whether he was named after I don't know what it was.
Augustus.
Yeah.
Yeah? I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, you nailed it, boss.
I know what I'm talking about.
Maybe he was born or did something in that month, and they renamed that month after him.
He was birthed in that month.
And then Austin is a variation of Augustus.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is too.
Stephen F. Austin?
Absolutely.
Where's the Augustus in that?
It's just that's Austin is derived from Augustus.
All right. The way he said it makes me think he's right.
We'll give him that one.
Yeah, we'll give him that.
Maybe our science advisor could research this for. It's not science necessarily, but it's academic in that sense.
Oh, Stephen F. Austin, he's planted right down the road, and I think his dad's there too, Moses.
I believe he is.
Is he?
I think so.
I know Stephen F. is, but
Yeah.
I don't know about Moses.
I think they may. I don't. Yeah. I know he is for sure.
Joe Bob, I told you to go down there. Have you been there yet?
Not yet,
Okay.
but you know I'm going to go.
I know you are. You're going to go see Tom Landry's grave.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know about the story about when supposedly when I popped out there in Irving, there was a Staubach had a pass in the air or something.
And you caught it.
Well, I didn't say that, but it was almost like the doctor was catching me.
Right.
Who would be catching for Staubach?
Drew Pearson?
Pearson was
Yeah.
catching for, or something like that. It's just a story.
Yeah, and he slipped out of your hand. You slipped out of his hands, and it was a drop pass, right?
Yeah, and I had some difficulties that came from that later on.
Fumble.
Joe Bob Fumble Grimes.
That's it. You sure it wasn't a hockey game?
No, we didn't do a lot of that up there.
Yeah. We had the Dallas Blackhawks up there.
Well, Dallas did win the cup.
It's the Stars, right?
Well, I don't know.
I don't either.
10-something years
It's
ago.
hockey. I don't really know.
They
what-
beat the Sabres, right?
Really?
Buffalo Sabres, yeah. There's a big controversial goal in one of the last games.
I did not know.
That's when Dallas won the cup.
Yeah.
What would it be without a controversial ending, huh?
I think they've changed that rule. It's something to do with being in the crease.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know a thing about it.
If you have one of your players standing like in the area where the goalie is, it's kind of like offsides in soccer or something like that.
okay.
You can't. One of your guys can't be in there
Right on.
and a goal score.
Right.
And one of them did, and I was allowed on that game, and they won.
That was that. We
Yep.
won. Well, it doesn't matter because we won. That's the important
That's
thing.
right.
Where the science advisor called this something. What is this? Sitterling?
Johnny,
can answer for
Johnny,
him.
what is that? That you called that?
Well, we call it Sütterlin. It's a kind of German writing, and it's kind of old. We don't use it anymore, but it was used like a few decades ago still. And they taught it at school, and then after that that's what I used, Schreibschrift. So that's kind of script.
Wow. I wonder, is that like cursive? Or is that different from cursive? You know what cursive is?
Well, cursive or italics. I think italics is the same, or I'm not sure. So
Cursive is when you get behind somebody in traffic and they're not driving fast enough.
That's a different kind.
Oh,
one of
okay.
I know about that. I can talk about that as well
I
as Johnny
heard.
Neptune.
Well, this is cursive. The way I wrote it is in cursive, and I've heard that it's not being taught anymore in school.
When I graded undergrad papers, most people printed.
Printed.
So, yeah.
Like,
And
and
they
they
wonder
probably
why
held
they.
their hand like they're holding a knife.
Yeah, I would say maybe 1 out of 10 people write in cursive. But this is, several years ago now, 5, 6 years
God.
ago.
Well, it's gotten worse by now.
Probably.
Becoming a lost art.
Yeah, it's a lost art.
If you know how to write in cursive, it's basically a code that younger people will not be able to decipher.
Yeah,
We have some intruders.
That'll give us an edge
it would give us an edge.
over the youngsters when they start trying to do whatever new crazy thing they're going to do.
Security, we have intruders.
So I better start.
All right.
I better draw something for real here.
A real drawing. That's kind of a sigil, a code.
Well, I was doing some sitterling, and then I did some cursive. Show's going very chaotic
Yes.
already, so you can see what I'm dealing with.
This might be the best one yet. I hope it all translates well to the people at home. The intruders are right over there.
Well, the nice thing is, Daedalus, that nobody's watching.
Those are studio people. They're good
Yeah,
people.
they're studio people.
Well, we can call them intruders.
Well, I thought
Invaders from Mars.
Right on.
invaders from something. I heard. I jumped up. I was about ready to. I didn't know what I was going to do, because here we are right in the middle of a show. I was like, and then I saw who it was. It's fellas we know from the studio. They're good guys.
You're
Yeah,
probably
well, I knew what you weren't going to do.
What was I not going to do?
We'll talk about it.
All right.
All right, then.
I don't. How do you really feel about this whole? It looks like we're down in hell. We got this kind of funny, freaky music playing in the background.
We do.
How do you feel about that, boss?
I love it, man.
Well,
love
what do you mean? Oh, you love being in hell?
Well, yeah, I finally feel comfortable in my surroundings.
All right.
Yeah.
Graffo's
You
Inferno.
Is that you gonna stick with that story? Is that really where you want to go with this?
Give me a minute to think about what you're saying here.
I don't know if the implications are what he.
Yeah. Why? Exactly. Why don't you think it through, boss? Before. Oh yeah, this is cool. You know. Think about what you're agreeing to.
Isn't that where all the good music is?
Yeah, that's where all
Sure,
the fun
romance
is,
it.
right?
Yeah, romance it.
All the pretty girls are in hell, man. You should know that by now.
That ain't the kind I'm into. I'll tell you
I
right
know.
now.
That's true.
That's a surface kind of, you know, fun for a little bit, and then you realize what's going on.
What is it that goes on?
Yeah, Joe Bob.
Well,
Thank you, Daedalus.
I don't know.
Get rid of this.
Killing, sacrificing babies, whatever whatever the new thing is.
That is not the new thing. That's
And
been around
but if
for a while.
but if it was, then some people would be down with it.
Hey, we got somebody else in the studio. Jimmy's here. Do you remember Jimmy?
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, what's going on, man? I can't see. I got lights in my eyes. That's my excuse. I'm going to use that tomorrow, too. Sure you can. I know. Well, I feel good about it. Joe Bob got everything in hand?
Yeah, it's taken care of. You know, as far as this whole hell thing goes, you know, maybe you want to think about, it's like in the movie where, there's going to be a killer or a werewolf or a Jason or a Freddy Krueger or whatever, and then what do you got? You got a situation of people. I'll tell you who I'd be. I'd be the guy who's saying, why are we going in here? We already done lost one of our friends. Why are we going back to the same place? Why is everybody splitting up? Why is he going in there to mess around with his girlfriend, going back in there, back of the house? Or what? I'd be the guy saying that.
Did you bump your head, man?
I'm saying it's called caution.
Okay, all right, that's cool. No,
Well,
I follow
you'd be the guy that's like, oh, no, boobies,
Right.
Short-sighted.
What?
Short-sighted.
Short-sighted.
Hell's fun. Rock music.
That's
Pretty
all
girls.
I'm saying. Aren't,
Good luck.
This building is full of atheists, man.
Not full.
Full. Chock full of atheists. I'm not one of them. I'm just saying.
I heard that.
I never did get the Chardin
Hey,
reference.
Graffo.
Hey.
We got Bob from Chi-Town. Are you ready?
Yeah, put them on.
On the air.
Hey, Bob, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much, Graffo. How are things over there?
They're pretty darn hot, both in the studio and outside. Yeah. What about up there?
All this week it's been raining in Chicago.
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, the weather kind of cleared up, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice now. It's not hot. We've been getting this really weird weather where it gets cloudy, dark, but it would be 80 degrees out. So
That sounds nice to me, man.
So I thought about your topic in terms of Chicago and the Hispanic population. You brought up something having to do with.
And what kind of conclusion did you come to, man?
Well, nothing in terms of that, but I was just looking into Chicago and the Hispanic population.
Yeah?
Chicago actually has one of the highest populations of Hispanic people up the northern cities.
You know, Bob, I think what I was trying to say is that we've got, our leader is resettling a lot of these kids that are from war-torn countries up in Chicago. And Chicago does have a pretty high murder rate.
Right, it does.
So I was just kind of saying that they're out of the frying pan and into the fire.
They sometimes call it Chirac. It's a little Yeah, it's kind of a Chicago thing.
I thought it was Afghanistan or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't really. I think the Chirac kind of caught on a little more than the Chicana.
Well, it's sure easier to say, isn't it?
It rolls off the tongue a little better.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it is. That is how it is in Chicago. Whenever, luckily this year it didn't get too hot, but whenever it does get hot, shit gets crazy.
Are you saying that there's more violence when the temperature goes up?
Well, yeah, generally in Chicago, that's what happens.
I can kind of dig that, you know?
Then I see all the crazy shit from north side where I'm at, the specific location. But I'm telling you, Graffo, if you ever visit Chicago, make sure you drive down I-55 on a really hot night, coming from the southwest side of Chicago.
What's going to happen?
Right. Well, hopefully, we all hope that to travel, but yeah, I was just there the other day, driving down I-55. Basically brings you from the southwest side of Chicago to the main drag on Lakeshore Drive, and man, does it get crazy!
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When it gets warm. It's like Taxi Driver. When it gets dark out, all the crazy shit starts happening.
Man, I believe you.
I mean, yeah, Austin. I went to Austin, and it was like, it felt like such a small town thing. In Chicago, you're just overwhelmed. Even in downtown, it can get kind of scary. You're just overwhelmed by you're basically. You drive down I-55, make a left onto Lakeshore Drive going north.
Yeah.
And you just hit Monroe Street, and you're in the it's downtown, but for a downtown area, it gets surprisingly like let's put it this way. The cops in Chicago wear their bulletproof vest.
I think they do down here,
on the
too.
outside of their uniform.
They also have those checkered hats that make them look like cabbies, so I can't really, I never told them that. I figured they get kind of, touchy.
Right, yeah, it's kind of the look.
Yeah. But they're going to stick with that hat no matter what, huh?
Yeah, and also the Chicago police car, that's always going to be indicative of Chicago. Whenever, I'm sure you've seen it before. There's enough movies about Chicago with all the publicity that's happened. There's a lot of tourism. With all the publicity, everyone knows the Chicago. It's like the New York standard police car. Everybody knows. The style. Every city has a different style of police car, as well as style of infrastructure or whatever.
Sure, and I can tell you this though, that Chicago is not Ferguson.
Right. Obviously, you guys heard about what happened. Yeah. If something happened like that in Chicago, there'd be some serious problems.
It probably would be. I would imagine that the cops have got equipment on hand to deal with.
Oh yeah, they got like AR-15s or whatever. I'm surprised in some of these neighborhoods. I was cruising down the main drag down Rogers Avenue, north side.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I saw, there's only a McDonald's I always stop at. It's a really quick stop for me. But I think I saw. If you've ever seen that movie Training Day.
I have.
Right. Yeah, I saw one of that every once in a while when I visit this McDonald's. I see a guy similar to the guy I saw a couple days ago, but yeah, He was wearing like cargo shorts. I was like, is this guy a cop? It's pretty crazy.
Now, I didn't catch that last part.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just saying, I was just talking about the undercover cop, barely tell it's a cop.
Oh,
kinda,
yeah.
And that's why I was comparing it to Training Day.
Right on.
This guy looked like he was about to go into battle or something.
Yep.
Hey, Bob, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So what you're saying is this is one of those characters who you're not sure, even though he was law enforcement, you're not sure which side of the law he was on?
Yeah.
You're saying he was a shady character?
Yes, sir.
So, hey, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
You heard about what's going on over in Missouri?
Yeah. I've heard bits and pieces, and heard they had to call the National Guard about 10,000.
Now, let me ask you a question, Bob.
Uh-huh.
Suppose Chicago was to bust loose like that, Ferguson.
Well, let me put it this way. Chicago would make Ferguson look like... Yeah, man.
Austin.
Right.
I don't know about that.
That's a good way of putting it, actually.
We are in interesting times right now.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll.
So you guys have any opinion on that whole situation, or what?
Well,
Uh-oh.
Joe Bob.
Well,
Joe Bob, go.
you want me to
Just a little bit, soft pedal it.
Well, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it.
Okay, well, don't sugarcoat it.
I ain't even gonna dip it in
In the
butter.
name of God, say something.
Well, I ain't even gonna put salt and pepper on it.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, there's the laws of man,
Here we go.
and we can make up whatever laws we want. You look all around the world, you find
the man
laws
speak?
saying, can't chew gum, can't do this. There's the laws of man. Then there's natural laws, which is just, you go on there, you pull a tiger's tail, you're gonna get bit. That's natural
Right.
laws. Then there's God's law.
Right.
There's God's law, and that's the one that really matters. Now, you got people
I
over
agree.
there in Ferguson now. They're I don't, they got upset about something happened or didn't happen, or maybe it did. We're gonna find out in the future. But we got people out there who are just saying, because of something that may or may not have possibly happened, or did or didn't, we're not sure, because it's up in the air. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna break the laws of man, the laws of nature, and the laws of God all at once, because we're mad.
What about the laws of science?
That's the laws of nature, and also partly laws of God
And man, too.
and man.
Yeah.
No, well, sometimes, because when there's wrong about a scientific law, it turns out to not be scientific. It was just a law of man.
Did you follow that, Bob?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, good. Good. You can explain it to me.
Trying to
man.
piece it together right
You
now.
can take that to the bank.
Oh, I'm sure it could.
Cash it.
Cash it, bro.
Cash it. Straight cash.
That's right. Here I am trying to draw a rhinoceros and trying to figure out what he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how that could physically be possible.
Well, it's tough. I can tell you this.
He just looks like a civilized
what lies
rhinoceros.
underneath what? I'm sorry. What was his name? What was
Whose
this
name?
man? The man that was just speaking.
Oh, that's
My name is Joe Bob Grimes.
Joe Bob Grimes.
Oh, okay, Joe Bob. Yeah, with what he's saying, there's some substance to it,
Sure.
Kind of yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
It's just something, It is what it is.
Exactly.
Amen.
Well put.
So.
So you say it's a beautiful night out there, right? You're drinking a beer out on your balcony?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I got to.
Are you smoking a cigarette?
No, I actually quit.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I quit a couple months ago.
Cool.
But yeah, it's beautiful out here. But yeah, it's definitely good talking to you guys.
Yeah, you too, man. We appreciate you calling.
I'm gonna bounce.
Hold the fort down for us up in Chi-Town.
What's that?
I said hold the fort down for us up in Chi-Town.
We will definitely hold the fort down, Joe Bob.
All right.
Hold the fort, and we're going to hear from you next week, right, Bob?
Yeah, so I'll call you guys next week.
All right, bro.
Amen. God bless.
All right, Graffo, have a nice night.
Thanks for calling.
See you, Joe Bob. Bye.
That's our man in Chicago.
So from what he was saying, there's some streets that drive down them at the wrong time, and
But that's every
look out.
city in America, man.
Well,
Except for where I come, from where I'm from.
where's that?
You know where I'm from.
I know it. I'm just kidding around.
It's a suburb. Very quiet, very peaceful. Boy, it's a good thing I didn't get my repertoire for tonight's drawings going, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. And when that happens, I draw animals that look like humans. Anthropomorphic,
Is
yes.
that
I'm talking
it looks
down the
like
audience.
his hands or arms were amputated.
Oh no, they're like hooves. They're cute little hooves.
They're cute, yeah.
Chinese traditional medicine.
They're very short.
They cut them off.
Yeah, no, he didn't do anything wrong, Daedalus. That does look bad. Here, well, I'll go ahead and satisfy your bloodlust.
This is in the Belgian Congo, I believe.
The Dutch used to do this to murderers.
Well, it still happens in some places. Where
Right.
if you get caught stealing.
Certainly not in Holland, though.
No.
You get caught in Holland, man, they take care of you over there.
How do they take care of you?
I don't know. I just
Well,
figured
aren't they always giving something away to everybody over there? So
Sure.
if you show up, I don't have enough drugs. Well, here's some drugs. Here's some needles.
I need a
Condoms.
computer and some drugs, and they take care of you.
In Amsterdam, it's technically illegal, but they kind of turn a blind eye to it.
Oh, sure. So the law is a joke.
Well, hold on.
What do you think
Oh,
that's going to create? What do you think that's going to foster?
I really don't like drawing a hippo or rhino missing his arms, but Trixie did this.
Well, it goes with tonight's background and theme. Why not? Why not torture a rhinoceros?
Exactly.
Hey, we're down in hell. Let's party. That might be fun.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Maybe ISIS got this rhino.
Yeah, ISIS got the rhino. The rhino was caught stealing.
Man, those boys are getting out of control, aren't they?
They really are. What are we gonna do about it? Nothing.
I think that if you don't scorch the earth, then something comes up out of it, and it ain't too pretty.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
even Al Qaeda is scared of them fellas.
I think they are Al Qaeda.
No, well,
Aren't they morphing?
Al Qaeda done dispronounced them, or I don't know how you say it, but
Disinherited 'em?
denounced them.
Really?
Gone done denounced them.
I thought they were all on the same page over there.
No.
No?
Al Qaeda's come out against ISIS.
Well,
If you believe there's a such thing as Al Qaeda.
Right. If you believe there's such thing as that we're not brains in a vat, and we may be, and there ain't no way you can disprove it.
I'm kind of hoping that's
No, there was a mathematician who did a thing on it. You can't disprove it. So let's just
Right.
move on.
That we're
Move on.
not
Let it
brains
be.
in a vat.
That we're not brains in a vat. There's some kind of mathematician or one of the fellows who does the logic or however they say it now, proved that you can't prove that we're not in a vat.
Do your parents know you know this kind of stuff?
I think they're the ones guilty of.
I
What
want them
that
to
is.
just rest easy, God bless them.
Yeah.
Because that accent speaks to me kind of East Texas.
Oh,
And
dude, he's
You
ed
nailed
up
it.
with East
They
Texas.
don't look too kindly upon such opinions.
That's right. Well,
Is that right?
they don't, but the way I see it is, it's one of those, I'm trying to slay dragons they don't even know about, and it's become one of those Nietzschean kind of like, if you're going to go after a monster, you might become a monster.
Nietzsche.
The abyss again.
That you're looking into the abyss, and it's looking back into you, and I done stared it down already.
What are we going to rename this show, Joe Bob?
What are we going to call it?
I want to call it Hell Cave.
Hell Cave?
Hell Cave.
Yeah, I looked that up. Hell Cave is a place name. There's an actual cave named Hell Cave.
Oh,
Where's
yeah,
that?
but we
or
don't
Cave Hell or something.
we could still use it, though.
I think that's in Africa. That one that's like a big hole in the ground that's on fire.
I don't know. I just
Oh,
saw
did
the
you hear
name
that?
on the internet.
So Daedalus did his research.
I've seen pictures of it like on National Geographic or something like
Man,
that.
he's
Yeah.
good.
What are you looking at those National Geographics for?
Don't try to get nothing past Daedalus.
The nature, the
Yeah,
science.
I bet it's the nature.
I don't know if they show that stuff anymore.
Oh, you don't think?
No, they have to put that in libraries and all that good stuff.
Now, Daedalus, have you ever acknowledged that learning can go too far?
Yes, I will acknowledge it now before you and God.
All right, that's all I'm saying. You know,
Yeah, but National Geographic is not guilty.
Ignorance is bliss.
Hey, Graffo.
Yeah.
We got Linda on line 1. Are you ready?
Yeah, put it through. Hey, Linda.
Hey, Graffo.
How
Hey,
are
thanks for the picture that you
got
sent me.
You got it already.
I did.
I'm so pleased.
I just called to say thank you.
All right, I do appreciate it. So you got it today. That's amazing.
Yesterday. Well, you know, it was today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you drew me a picture, and it was real cute. And I was going to put it on the air, but I don't think we should do that without asking permission.
Did you bring it with you, Graffo?
Yeah, I got it. It's in the car.
It's not in your Graffo bag.
It's in my Graffo box.
Can I go get it?
No. Linda's not. She doesn't hang out on the phone that long. So was that you, Linda?
Oh, probably. It looks vaguely like me when I was younger.
Oh, well, you're very cute.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I'm listening actually because I know Daedalus.
Is that a fact?
Yes. Well, I've never met him in person, but we've been internet friends for 15 years.
Oh, okay. Well, it's all coming together. Well, you know he's here, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, well, that's cool. The world is just getting smaller and smaller.
She
But
should,
I want to thank you, and I'm going to get off the line.
no, before
Okay.
she goes, she should tell a story about knowing Kim Fowley.
Oh no.
I didn't get that. Knowing
They
who?
probably don't even know who he is.
It doesn't matter.
You can tell it.
He'll tell it today. We're going to let you go, but then we're going to hear from you next week, and you can correct his story.
That sounds good.
Okay, great.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Linda. Lay it on us, Daedalus.
She kind of panicked there. Did you hear that kind of nervous laughter when I brought that up?
Well, I have no idea what that's all about. Now, what's the deal?
Kim Fowley, he's almost dead. He was a record producer, most famously for the Runaways. You know, Joan
Okay.
Jett and Lita Ford and all
Yeah.
them. And he's kind of a music shyster producer. He's the guy that made the Alley Oop song way back when.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And anyway, Linda was all big into that whole punk glam scene back then, and would write to him, and he paid for her to fly out to Los Angeles because he was going to make this new girl group after the Runaways.
Is that right? Can she sing?
I don't know. I mean, that's why she should be on here telling the story instead of me.
And what was the guy's name?
Kim Fowley.
Kim Fowley.
Fowley.
I bet it's a guy, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
I bet
he's
he
in
never
his
sent
80s
her a
now.
drawing in the mail.
No, not at all. He didn't even feed her in Los Angeles. She had to beg for scraps on the side of the highway on Sunset Boulevard.
Well, that is something else. It's Did she ever meet Phil Spector?
I don't know.
Huh.
Maybe. She met, what's his name from the Germs? Darby Crash?
Don't know him.
Yeah, he died right soon after.
Is that right?
Early 80s punk stuff.
Man, I was there in the 80s. I wasn't a punk.
you were a gentleman
I was a gentleman. Well,
of sorts,
yeah,
a certain breed, a kind of
a
gentleman.
punk gentleman. How's that?
All right,
Okay.
better than just a punk.
Yeah. We didn't like punks back then. The Beatles were kind of punks. You know?
I think that's what Muhammad Ali called them when they had
that
that, I think it was in Time or Life or something, they had a big photo shoot and he was trying to actually like punch him and stuff because they were
Yeah,
like
that's when
clowning
he duped
around.
John Lennon out right
Yeah.
there in Times Square.
I don't know about that one, but yeah, I remember. I think he called them a bunch of punks or something like that.
Now he was trying to punch him. So
Probably.
they were ducking and.
Ducking, yeah, maybe so.
Bobbing and weaving. They were
Right.
Joe bobbing.
Joe Bob right out of existence.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
What's that supposed
All
to
I
mean?
heard was crickets. when
No,
he
because
said
I
that.
wouldn't play his game. I wouldn't have on. I wouldn't be following the referee's rules and wearing the big soft gloves and everything. I'd be following my own rules. That's why I'd never be able to be in a game like that.
Street rules.
That's right.
With Cassius Clay, I think I would take to my sturdy heels and run.
Maybe if you got George Foreman with you.
Yeah, a good point.
It's
I'd
not
be
always-
right behind Foreman.
It's not always an option.
No, it's not.
Speaking of the Beatles, what's your favorite Beatles song?
Glass Onion.
Okay. Okay.
I just threw that out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's not
What,
bad.
or album? What's your favorite
Yeah,
Beatles album?
Okay, the White Album.
Yeah.
What
that's
about
a,
yours?
I kind of stick to Revolver
Yeah,
actually.
Revolver.
That's
Oh,
kind of like
that
when
was
it
my second
starts.
choice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I like a lot of that stuff, and of course I'm going to blank on all the names of all the songs now. But what's the end track on Revolver? Is it on Revolver? Tomorrow Never Comes, or
Is that the all psychedelic one?
Yeah, I
Man,
love
dig
that one.
Stuff.
Yeah.
I really do.
You know, they used that on an episode of Mad Men on the closing credits, the last scene, and they had to pay $250,000 to use it.
Oh, I thought they had somebody redo it.
No, it was legit Beatles, and it's the highest, paid fee for using a song in like that that's ever happened. So
Well, I think it's worth it. I do remember that episode.
yeah, where Roger takes LSD, I think. Isn't that the same one?
That
I
makes
saw that one.
sense. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
that's pretty good.
That was funny because one of the situations where when the whole thing was over, there was two people with two different assumptions about what had gone on.
Yeah, what's that been, a couple of years now, I guess, 2 seasons ago?
I don't know, man. I watch them on Netflix.
Yeah, that's
myself.
how I caught up till like 2 seasons ago, and
Yeah.
now I'm kind of like, I only watched like half of this last season, so.
Well, I'm still into it. I don't know where I'm at.
I think my favorite moment of all time is the lawnmower in the office when
Oh,
they
that
ran
was
over
great.
the people's feet.
Looks like Iwo Jima in here, or whatever the guy
Yeah.
said. That's great.
But it's kind of cool that they, started the show in the early 60s, and now here we are almost 1970 in it, and the differences that you can kind of see. It's kind of like some kind of weird pop culture museum in a way.
It really is. I like it because it harkens back to an earlier time, which in the deep recesses of my memory I can remember.
Maybe in some of our genetic memories for the others.
Right.
So what you're saying is you had somebody in your family, or you grew up on Madison Avenue in New York City?
Far from it. But, yeah, all my dad's friends had buzz cuts, and, I did too.
The ties, drank in the office,
Ties.
smoked. Let the
Smoked.
babies play
Everybody
with
smoked
plastic
up till
bags.
the mid-'80s. Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
In the office, that is.
Yeah. On the plane.
The plane, talking to people. And when they made it illegal, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe they could do that. And now, of course, it seems completely weird that somebody would even smoke inside.
We went on a family reunion up north, Wichita Falls. We have some family that live there, and we went to a Mexican food restaurant one night, and we walked in the door and asked if we wanted smoking or non-smoking, and we were like, it's been a while, down here we don't have anything that's
Right.
smoking anywhere, and
Right
so we're
on.
like, whatever, we didn't care, everything smells smoky. And so we went and sat in the smoking section, and it was surreal almost how powerful it was, and how
Probably
that used to
ruined
just
your
be
meal.
that used to be the norm, and yeah, it was pretty trippy, and the food kind of sucked too. So
Speaking of trippy, what am I doing here?
I've heard people say about Wichita Falls that it's a great place to be from.
yeah, I think they say that about Lubbock too,
Why? How did we get on Wichita Falls?
because I was telling that story about the smoky restaurant.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm only half hearing what you're saying.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll talk a little louder.
that's all right.
I
Go
do-
ahead and your soft whispering. That helps me.
I do tend to mumble a little bit.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
What? Daedalus, how do you know Linda? Oh, on the internet?
Yeah, I met her online. This is really funny to say. It was on a Y2K AOL chat room years ago when everybody still had that kind of stuff. And I was a lot more conspiratorially minded back then.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting. I was always, since I was a kid, growing up into the Cold War, kind of thinking that doomsday is right around the corner.
Right.
So, yeah, I was all into it at the time, and she was on there, and just met her on there and been friends. All kept in touch.
That's
Were
cool.
you living in Austin at that time?
Yeah, I was.
So were you listening to old Alex Jones?
Yeah, I met him the first time I met him. Do you remember another show that was on Access here was Jeff Contreras?
Oh, hell yeah.
And they had meetups or whatever, and they'd have whatever talks. And one time is on one of those sketchy hotels up on I-35 in Rumberg area, and Alex Jones come in, and he was all blustering about he was going to run for the whatever district, House district, blah blah blah, and him and Bednarik were there, and I don't remember who all, and I was really taken aback by how short he was. I mean, he's probably going to come over here and try to fight us, but yeah, he's about 5'7", 5'8", maybe. And, his personality online is this big, blustery, barrel-chested guy. But I towered over him. And it was, I've always looked at him. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but...
Well,
damn.
Just hearing you say that makes me not believe any of his crazy crackpot stories.
Exactly. 5'8".
He's
How
5'8".
How could it be true?
How can you believe any of that crap, man?
I think he drives a black Dodge Challenger. So if you see a black Dodge Challenger around town, that's probably
new one?
it. Yeah, all souped up.
Well.
Hey, Daedalus.
Yeah.
I've tried to find some old Jeff Contreras stuff on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I used to love that show.
And I can't remember. Well, something for Truth was the name of it.
Remember how cool his backgrounds and stuff were?
Yeah. Did you? I don't know if you're all into it. The one time he had. Do you remember Fritz Springmeier?
That name sounds real familiar.
He brought him down here, and they had a little talk over on West 6. Of course, that's totally changed now. There's an art gallery over there, and they had a little talk upstairs. And Fritz Springmeier wrote this book called The 13 Bloodlines of the Illuminati.
Okay.
And it was all about how the DuPonts and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all those people are really in control of everything, basically. And
You think he believes that?
then for sure. Now I don't know,
You're right.
but
I wouldn't say they're not in control of nothing.
Well, I didn't say they're not in control of nothing.
yeah, there's there's truth to some things, but the whole conspiracy mindset. You have to believe two things simultaneously: that there's a secret, powerful organization that can control everything, but they cannot keep secrets as well. They cannot even control their own information.
Right. In
That's
other
a good
words,
point.
And you always wonder, like, well, how come ain't nobody eliminated any of Alex Jones or Fritz Springmeier? How come they get to run around?
Right. If they're the ones with the truth out there fighting the system, waking up the sheeple, why haven't they been taken out with fluoride or whatever?
The more I hear about all that, the more I want to be a Mason. And all those other guys.
Yeah, I know a few Masons. I can put you in touch.
Can you?
Sure.
I'll have to settle for Knights of Columbus.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good, too. You get
KFC.
swords if you're not in Columbus.
Yeah, you get to go visit Malta where they made Popeye.
Yeah.
What?
The Knights Hospitaller of St. John.
That's in that in Malta?
Yeah, they have a big old castle there. There's a siege of Malta.
Yeah.
Mid-1500s by the Ottomans.
Them Turks.
Yep. The scourge of the Mediterranean.
Yep. And that was the furthest west they got. At least on the water.
I'm
not talking about Vienna.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah. Vienna was, Suleiman, I think, died during that siege.
Did he?
I think so. Or during going towards it or coming back, 1563, something like that.
Well, didn't they whip a little ass over in Spain?
Well, yeah, they had a lot of piracy type stuff, raids on the Spain had coastal
Well,
cities,
no,
forts.
who are we talking about now?
That's
Well,
not
there's
really
the
Ottomans.
Turks,
though.
Ottomans in general, yeah.
But if we're talking about the the other fellas, the not the Berbers, but
the
the
Barbary pirates,
the
it's
Moors,
kind of before their time, yeah.
the Moors, yeah.
Moroccan.
Yeah, they took a big old chunk of Europe on that
Yeah,
one.
well, yeah, when Islam first spread through North Africa, yeah, they spread all the way up into what's now France until the Battle of Poitiers.
Well, they didn't kick him out of Granada till
Poitiers.
1492.
Right. And Granada's awesome. If you're ever in Spain, go to Granada and to the Alhambra because it's a really cool place. And
Who was it? Roland or Rollo or?
Rollo was a Frankish king.
Am I
was
off?
Yeah, that's
something
back
different?
because the guy that beat the Muslim army in France was Charles the Hammer, Charles Martel,
Oh,
and Rollo
okay.
may be his father or grandfather.
I see.
Daedalus is leapfrogging on us again, boss.
That's okay. I'm keeping
It's
up
not
with
okay
it.
with me. I'd like to
Well,
feel like I know what's going on.
What did we leapfrog? I
Well,
forget.
you going over our heads again.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. We want this to be a fast-paced discussion.
Well, it's frustrating when you get out the Encyclopedia Britannica and you feel like you learned
Man,
something,
you're doing fine.
and then you come back up and old Daedalus is like, "Oh well, this is what it really was." Talking about Charles, whoever, and naming all these names.
Daedalus is
and-
an educated person, man.
Yeah.
well, maybe some other people would like to be educated too.
Exactly.
It's not all it's
Would you
cracked
start
up to be.
talking down to us, please, Daedalus?
I'm gonna take some night
I'll
school.
just talk normal.
I won't take night
I
school.
know you're talking normal.
America's already dumbed down enough as it is.
That's right.
In our media and culture.
Right.
And we got old Johnny Neptune up here. He don't say nothing for fear he's gonna really make us look dumb.
Yeah, Johnny Neptune's very smart.
He don't want to, he's trying to be polite, so he's not gonna talk about anything because we're gonna look stupid.
Well, sitting next to you, that is kind of a difference. I'm not calling you stupid, Joe Bob, or anything like that.
Oh, I know that. I know there's no danger you say anything like that.
No, I wouldn't
Heck,
say anything like that. I'm just saying that's quite a contrast. You sitting next
Sure.
to Johnny
So
Neptune.
what I know is homegrown kind of wisdom.
Right.
Like how you gonna
Man,
how you
you
gonna,
got
how you gonna
that
mend a
spilling.
fence?
You got that spilling out of every orifice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
How to skin a possum.
how to skin a possum.
Yeah.
How to clean it. How to eat it.
Right.
How to cook it. Good. Make it taste good.
And then
Awesome
you use the
stew.
bones to pick your teeth.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't go hungry. I'll tell you one thing. I put food on the table.
I have no response to that. I'm getting rid of this. I'm not doing a very good job, but I've got a few good ones already, so just press on.
I think
What?
Bob up in Chicago, he's getting a little concerned about where he's living.
Nah, it's just that he lives over there by Highway 55.
Okay.
And when he drives down at a certain time, it looks not so great. What can I draw for you today, Trixie? Well, see, now that's the problem everybody has. Not too complicated. With big ideas. Yeah, she's sweating. Devil Girl, you got it.
Hey, I think I want to ask old Johnny Neptune a question.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. My question is, when stuff starts busting loose over here, like they got in Ferguson, like they had over in Los Angeles whenever they did, and when stuff starts getting crazy, what are the folks over there, we're with certain exceptions and in large part, we're European Americans. So this is where a lot of us are coming from over there. What do the folks over there think what do they think we're doing wrong or what we're getting wrong over here?
So, can you give an example, like what you mean?
Well, like whenever they had the situation in Los Angeles with all the riots back with the Rodney King thing.
Well, I'm not familiar with that one, so
Was that last year?
not sure.
Yeah, that was 1992 or so. It's been a while.
That's been a while.
Okay, well, what about here with Ferguson, with what we got now?
Maybe he doesn't know what's going on. Maybe
Well-
since he's over here, he doesn't know what the Germans think about it.
Well, do the Germans think that we're mismanaging our situation here?
Well, what do you think?
I'm asking somebody who's got it done.
I damn well.
I know what I think.
Yeah, the Germans think we are mismanaging our situation.
Well, no, let's hear what the Germans think.
Well, I'm telling you what they think. Go
Johnny?
ahead.
No, I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Come on, Johnny.
Well, first of all, it depends on like when you talk more about local things, like when it's of a particular state, we don't always get what's going on. So we more like have the overall picture of the US, what's going on, like international affairs and so on. So most of the local things, when it goes to state and when within a state, we don't hear so much about that. So I'm not so familiar with the things that you have mentioned there.
Well, what do you think about? I'll throw two things out there. We got a lot of people behind bars, in cages practically, and then we got a lot of killing going on. People going into schools and shooting people, or people shooting people on the corner, or all kinds of killing going on. What do y'all think about? Where are we going wrong with this?
Screwed this up.
Well, maybe one thing is you were mentioning like people behind bars, like in jail and prison. So we talk about this sometimes, and one thing that is kind of that we discussed was like when you're in jail, then kind of you are not entitled to vote anymore. That is something that we were wondering how that can be, since it's kind of a basic right that you have, and it's not like that in Europe, in the countries, most of the countries, as far as I know, it's not like that. You still can vote when you're like in prison, and that's kind of something we're talking about.
So it's almost like once somebody goes behind bars, then you're telling them you ain't part of things no more, permanently.
Right, and that's...
Well, we are talking for felonies, though. We have misdemeanors and we have felonies.
So when you're in jail, are you allowed to vote, even if you're in jail for misdemeanor?
I don't know.
I bet you're not. But
Well,
also, what's a felony these days anyway? You got a big bag of something in your car?
Bag of what?
Bag of something grew off
Compost?
a tree, or
Something from the forest.
something grew out of the ground, or
Green tea?
yeah, essentially.
Well,
I ain't advocating it. I'm just saying, you know.
I can understand why people would say that about us denying the right to vote to a convicted felon. One thing, though, that you have to understand, a lot of felons are not just running down to the polling station to vote.
Yeah,
our citizens aren't voting,
Yeah.
let alone our convicted criminals.
Maybe that's by design.
Yeah. I don't think now some municipalities are trying to gin up or trying to get people down to the polling stations to vote, and they're coming up with all kinds of novel ideas, like they're going to try to pay them, which I think is a terrible idea.
Well, that's becoming an issue with legality, ain't it?
Well, it would be, yeah. You're going to have all kinds of legal challenges, but I think if somebody doesn't want to vote, they don't want to vote. Don't force them. Don't coerce them.
Well, I don't. It's not just a question of whether they're voting, but whether they feel like they're got a vested interest, whether they're part of things.
Well, who cares what they think? They got skin in the game, whether they know it or not.
Well, see, that's
I'm sorry to
Just start
interrupt.
blaming
I
me
wanted
for
to
something.
say that in some countries, it's illegal not to vote. Isn't Australia like that?
Australia, but they also have a different voting system.
I
there,
like that.
Yeah, they have Australian voting, right?
where you vote for like your top person, your second favorite, so forth, and they tally them up and they go through several rounds, and the people they get tallied over to other parties, and so it's basically more representative than our system is.
Yeah, it's kind of like Australian rules football. You know what I mean?
Yeah, aren't those people always getting eaten by sharks and alligators and whatnot?
They are. They
There-
are.
there
They
you
can't
go.
help
Snakes,
themselves.
spiders,
See,
crabs.
that's what I'm talking about.
all
That's
those
just-
things are dangerous over there. Drop bears.
Saltwater crocodiles. Now that's an animal for you.
Didn't we had a guy from Australia call several weeks
did,
ago.
but I couldn't understand what he was saying.
He was talking about drop bears, these ferocious, venomous bears that drop. It's kind of like a snipe or a chupacabra, I believe.
Right. Well, his accent was thick. He was drinking. My sound system was off, and my hearing wasn't working, so there was a communication problem.
It happens.
Yeah, that's too bad. His name was Tarwin.
Yes. I believe
Tarwin, the
so.
Australian.
Tarwin from Darwin.
That's it. He's a friend of Stacy.
Yep. In San Francisco.
Stacy has these huge parties.
Apparently.
They all get together, party, and watch me draw. Isn't that something?
I know. We haven't heard from them in about a month.
I think they're partying too hard.
That's what I'm talking about. And here you are making jokes about being down in hell, drawing strippers with fire around them. And, where do you think that's going to lead things?
She's no stripper.
I'm sorry. She's going swimming with some high heels on.
Let's give her polka dot.
Swimming in a lake of fire.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
Abandon hope, all you who enter here.
That's right. Work shall set you free.
I don't know if we want to bring that into it.
I really shouldn't have mentioned that, but I was trying to think of something relevant, but that didn't really.
How about purple? Why is it purple?
Purple
people
Pete?
eaters?
Purple Pete?
Yeah.
People eaters?
Something like that.
My God, Daedalus, I'm stumbling over my words.
Welcome to the club. I keep waving at the camera when I see
fine.
it
That's fine.
on the back camera over here.
You
Let's-
saying
let's-
hi to all our fans?
Yeah, all those people that I told to watch tonight.
Oh,
I'll
you
give
really?
the medal sign here.
There you go. That's Daedalus. The sage Daedalus. Okay, Trix, this good enough for you, baby girl?
Yeah, she looks nice and hot.
Yeah, she does.
She looks like she's serious about it too.
Oh, she's totally serious. She is.
Can you write on there to Trixie, love Graffo?
I can. This is one of the perks of being the directoress, is you get autographed drawings from Graffo. Did that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. I was trying to call her a director.
The director.
Yes.
Maybe that was French. You were trying to say it in the French pronunciation.
Gonna sign us out soon, Graffo?
What'd you say?
I think we got less than a minute.
Yeah, 51
Hey,
seconds.
Trix, can we talk about snail mail, and can we talk about our
Yeah.
Facebook page?
P.O. Box 6333, zip code 78762.
If you write me, I write you back. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, world. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Daedalus. And thank you, gang. See you Thursday.
Oh, no show next week. I forgot to say that.
Next Thursday, then.
Sorry.
Thursday after Thursday.